Good morning. Today I'm fitting a grey water tank to the rear of my MDC XT12HR, and what I've purchased is a stormwater pipe 150mm, and I've put two ends on it, screw ends. I've purchased the caps which will screw on either end, two of those. I've also purchased a inlet which will go in the end here, and then I'll have an outlet at the opposite end. I've also purchased clips. Now this is about 1.1 metres long and it will hold approximately 19 litres, and this will actually be able to contain the water from the rear sink of the 12HR, and I assume that you're using 4 litres per wash, so you're basically going to have nearly 5 washes before we have to empty the tank out. So we're going to be self-contained as far as the sink goes, and I'm going to place this at the back of the rear tank, and these clips will be able to be secured to the bolts that hold the tank on. There are 5 bolts across the rear of the tank, the fresh water tank, the 80-litre tank, which is supplied by MDC, and we can just use these to secure these clips and hold this 1.1 metre 150mm stormwater pipe on it. So I'll show you underneath where we're going to place it. And that's it there. You can see those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, and we're going to put clips around those, and that'll actually hold the actual tank up, our little tank. And we're going to basically take water from this corner here, which is where the sink is, and then we'll basically outlet over here, and we're going to be using this pipe here. We've got the pipe here, all the pipes available, so we're just reusing the actual MDC piping, which is of high quality. Now what we do is I'm grabbing one end cap and I'm drilling a hole in here, and I've got my inlet and outlet, what I call barb outlets. You can get this from an irrigation shop. This is a 25mm piece, and from the inside this actually goes on the inside. It screws in, and when it's actually through the other end, so when this is actually sticking out of here, you can actually then screw the sealing cap onto it. And what you'll have protruding, you can either have this protruding out the end, which you can put your hose on because that's a barbed fitting, and I'm actually connecting up to the existing pipe on the MDC. I'm just wrapping it round, which I'll show you. So I won't be doing any cutting at all on the MDC hose. I'll be just doing an addition down here, which I've already circled, and this will be my outlet down the bottom. And the reason why I'm doing this on one end is so that the other end can be opened or closed for cleaning out the pipe at any time you want. So there's an advantage by putting your inlet and outlet at one end, so the other end is actually accessible. So if you get any grime or drop something down the sink, you can actually pull it out quite easily. Here we are. I have basically formed up what I would call my grey water storage tank using a 150mm stormwater pipe, and you can see at the end I've got my entry point, exit point, and what I've done, I've marked in at the top so that I know this has to go at the very top when I actually line it up under the actual van. And make sure you always put a air vent. So there's an air vent there, and here's 2 of the clips. I'm using 4 clips. I've changed the actual application. Before I was going to have an inlet at one end and outlet at the other, but as I've just said earlier, I've got them both at the same end, so the other end can be used to access and clean out any debris or things that might fall down the sink. And if we go under our little XT12HR, you can see I've supported the tank, so please for safety reasons, make sure you support the tank. I've emptied the tank out as well, so there's no weight in that tank, but still support is very important. I've left the external, or the screws at either end intact, and I've removed the middle 3 screws. And what I'll be doing is, as I put the middle 3 in, I'll be taking out the left rear one and using that. I'm using the first 4 bolts on the tank going from the left and leaving the right one there, because I need this space in here for the entry and exit pipes. And I'm using this pipe here. This is the pipe that basically was just coming from the sink into the outlet over here. So I'm just curving this round, and that'll go into the tank. So there's really no redirecting of water, there's no big issues there. It's a very simple thing, just disconnecting and reconnecting up. Okay, now we've nearly finished the grey water tank at the back of the XT12HR, and you can see that I've got a entry point here, and that is the existing line that's coming from the sink all the way around, and I've put an elbow in, and that's going to the top, and it will come out here, and I'll show you later. I will come out, and it'll come out to a tap. What I've done is I've used 150mm pipe, as you know, and I've basically used the tank bolts and holes to secure it with the clips. In the middle though, what I've done is I've decided to get a clip and stretch it out here. And what I will do is I will bolt that to the top. And the reason why I'm doing that is that you don't get this movement up and down at all from the pivoting of these clips here. So that'll just give it a resting point in the center of the pipe. So you can see how this works. And the next job will be a 50-litre grey water tank in the center over the in between the wheels for basically the shower. So we've done the sink grey water, and we'll do a 50-litre for the shower grey water. So now we can go into any type of camping spots. We're fully self-contained.